not only do we give these skills in different areas. For instance, we started with photography and information and communication technology, ICAD particularly, and we graduated to other areas that includes paint manufacture. We also had training for them in the area of production of cosmetics. You know, talking about shampoos, talking about creams, talking about other forms of beauty makeup, and then of course we also took them in the area of tailoring. You know, so quite a chunk of training for them. And having done the skill acquisition for them, we also went ahead to engage them in what I had earlier said is entrepreneurial training, entrepreneurship training, where we taught them the business of how to develop your business idea into a workable business plan, what we call a bankable business plan, so that you can also assess needed finance and other forms of support and position whatever business that is started, not just for profitability, but also for sustainability. Because it is one thing for a business to be profitable and another thing for the business to also be sustainable in such a way that the entrepreneur can either go to other things or expand the business beyond the scope of where he started. So we teach them these things. You will agree with me that the white-collar jobs, what we call office work, is no longer there and is not even productive. And young people actually are beginning to show that they have capacity to make things happen. So with a good head start, with good mentoring, the array of youths that are being shunned out by the universities and the polytechnics and other higher institutions who are busy going from pillar to post looking for white-collar jobs, today, with this training, we're encouraged that they will no longer search for jobs, but they will begin to work for themselves, having been empowered. And once they start, the natural thing is that they will expand. We're taking this pain because we want them to expand the scope of their business as they start. We don't want them to start and remain at the subsistence level, because in wealth creation, we're talking about, you know, multiplier effect, right? So that as they start their businesses, they employ more hands, they mentor those who they come across, and then in that way, others will begin to learn from them. As at the last count, we have done quite over 2,000 of this particular set of, this particular training that has happened within the past couple of weeks. What we do, as a matter of fact, if you watch Abuja Enterprise Agency very closely, we have processes. We are not in the business of giving out money. What we do is to agree with these entrepreneurs that we train on how much they may need to start a particular type of business. So it is not something that we serve on the table, you come, you pick. We agree with you that this is what you want. And then, like we say in Abuja Enterprises, you might be thinking big, but you need to start small. A journey of 1,000,000 miles starts with just a single step. So for us here, nothing is cast on stone. What we do is to ensure that we agree with you that this is what you require in terms of financing. Because there are some of the trainees that we have trained that said they really don't need any financing. They don't want to owe anybody, that they can start with little money from family and friends and associates. And once they come up with such idea, you know, we support them. For those who have no money at all on their own, of course, we have the AEA internal loan mechanism. We have our credit scheme. And then, of course, the AEA also has the FCT Microfinance Bank. It's a bank that was promoted by Abuja Enterprise Agency to apply the principles of microfinance banking the way it is, you know, designed to be applied by the rules and regulations guiding the establishment of microfinance banks by the Central Bank of Nigeria. So that is what the FCT Microfinance Bank is doing, and is being presented by the Abuja Enterprise Agency. Well, for our internal loan portfolio, we have a ceiling of 500,000 naira. For the FCT Microfinance Bank, that is pure microfinance banking. They agree on what the potential beneficiary or the loan applicant wants, but the standard is that their interest rate is a single-digit standard, single interest rate that is not beyond 9% as a standard. So that is the operation of the microfinance bank. But for us here, 500,000 is the limit of what we can give. And where an entrepreneur has need for a larger amount, we're always in agreement to. That is why we say part of our job here is to facilitate access to finance. So we work with the Bank of Industry, we work with other select commercial banks and microfinance, particularly the FCT Microfinance Bank, to support entrepreneurs. So we don't want to believe that for AEA and this myriad of entrepreneurs, that the financing should be a problem. But we have always said that financing should not be a target, because beyond finance, there are several other very strong key technical and logistic requirements for a business to succeed. If you don't learn these things properly, no matter the amount of money that is made available to you, you may never ever succeed with running a business, whether it's a startup or an existing business.